I think it was over 3 hours of really active and engaged public comment that I was excited to hear. I definitely got a different perspective on the level of support for some of the items in the zoning, and it gave me some good food for thought in terms of what direction we're going to take this in once we start amending it.
On Tuesday, April 3rd, the Board of Aldermen Land Use Committee and the Planning Board held a public hearing on the zoning overhaul. The room was full as residents discussed their concerns about the zoning. Several residents spoke about specific areas of the city where they had concerns.
My testimony this evening is going to refer specifically to a certain section of Beacon Street, the Washington and Beacon Street intersection. Basically, the current proposed neighborhood residence for that particular area is inconsistent with the vibrancy and uses on Beacon Street, where reasonable residential density and mixed commercial and retail uses create a desirable urban living environment. According to Somerville, Beacon Street's intended to be an area of enhancement and continue to serve residents with transit, bus, and bicycle connections along the moderately dense residential corridor. Unfortunately, the proposed zoning does not further those goals for Beacon Street that were set forth in Somerville, nor does it further the city's broader goals of greater housing opportunities and more pedestrian-oriented living.
One topic which prompted much discussion was the rule that says that no more than 4 unrelated people may live together.
Cooperative living as with 5 to 7 people in the residence which I own has been monumentally important for me. I have been blind since I was 12, and cooperative living, whether married or divorced, I've been both, has been extremely helpful for me in raising my 2 children, now adults living elsewhere, in support, working full-time in Boston, in support around being in graduate school towards a PhD. I just feel that we have changed our views of what describes a family or a home unit.
While many spoke to eliminate this rule, some residents did say they support it. Another popular topic was green space and sustainability and how it factors into the zoning.
In the green civic space, I noted that it's possible in a green area, in a green park, to have 85% pervious, which could include pervious pavers and gravel. Do you have a specification, or I would simply say that you should have a specification for what percentage must be plant material?
Energy use of buildings is one of the primary sources of carbon emissions in our city, and dramatic improvements, everyone knows, are going to be very necessary for the city to reach a stated goal of carbon neutrality by 2050. And despite the acknowledged urgency of this issue, there is less than 1 page out of 600 or more in this ordinance that addresses environmental sustainability. Most of what's on that page doesn't actually affect carbon emissions from associated with buildings in any way. I think this shows that it hasn't really been prioritized, and maybe the zoning isn't explicitly a way to address this, but there's a lot we can do in it that we're not doing.
Many residents had concerns about various aspects of the zoning, especially affordability and the presence of 3-family homes in the neighborhood residence district.
In early March, I wrote an editorial expressing my concerns about downzoning in the neighborhoods, in particular the hard limit of 2 units and the moratorium on triple deckers. My concern here is twofold. One, it is the effect of long-term filtration of housing out of the neighborhoods, both from the interior of the neighborhoods to the fringes and also from the west side of the city to the east side of the city. This housing is meant to be redistributed to the transformational districts, but if there's a turn in the market and those districts don't materialize in the way that we expect they will, we're at risk of losing that housing entirely. I have concerns about the map as a whole. If you go from the east side of the city to the west side of the city, the height of the building rises noticeably, pretty much ward by ward. I am for density. I have lived in co-ops with more than 4. I currently live in an apartment building in the densest ward in the city. I would like to see 5 districts distributed evenly among the city.
Another aspect that had a lot of support from residents was the creation of the fabrication district. Other topics discussed at the meeting include parking near transit, zoning for tiny homes and auxiliary buildings, concerns about patchwork zoning in some areas, preserving the character of Somerville streets, and ensuring that the zoning lines up with Summer Vision's goals. Residents said they felt the meeting was productive.
It seemed really orderly. It seemed like things went pretty well. There were a couple moments where people were very passionate about what they had to say, but for the most part, it seemed like people had very similar concerns. Common themes emerged, I think, about the triple deckers and the neighborhood residential zones. Affordability is an issue. Equity for people of all backgrounds is an issue as far as access to affordable housing goes. And given the fact that the zoning overhaul is going to impact the city for years to come, I want to get an understanding of what people in the community have to say regarding their concerns.
You know, clearly tonight we heard a lot of urgency around affordability, a lot of urgency around reaching Somerville's 125 acres of green space goals, and a recognition that the zoning proposed doesn't actually line up to some of those goals. I think that's going to be important for us to address.
For more information on the zoning, go to somervillezoning.com. Written comments on the zoning will be accepted until noon on May 25th. For Somerville Neighborhood News, this is Caitlin Badian.